Und damit willkommen zurück zu The Great Ace Attorney Adventure Chronicles, meine Lieben. Hier sind wir quasi stehen geblieben. Ich habe es nicht im letzten Part vorgelesen, muss man fairerweise sagen. What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. Dementsprechend, ich wollte eigentlich noch so in das letzten Part sagen, ich mir das hier anschauen. Reporting Officer Roy Werder, Location Pavement of the East Side. Da weiß ich jetzt nicht mehr hundertprozentig, was da vorher mal drauf gestanden ist, aber ich kann noch kurz mal anschauen, was hier geupdatet worden ist. Wie das hier quasi im letzten Part auch noch bekommen haben, aber okay. Ja, schon, was sie da jetzt dazu zu sagen hat. You mean you dropped the bouquet? It's the sense of the crime. Yes, that's right. I was so upset. When we are run over, and then it was a woman with a knife in her back. I was so shocked. Dropped the bouquet. Really gave me away. It was in a dark support where there were street lights weren't casting any lights, so I didn't notice at first. And then you want to police box to report it to the police and who speed it was on. Yes, I came back to the sense together with the other constable, you see. That's when I supported my bouquet again, but the funny thing was when I want to pick up it, I was nowhere near the victim's body at all. Da war nichts weiter in der Nähe vom Opfer. In case you need reminding, Miss Beate, the victim is not decased. I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road before. So, ich hörte, dass eine Stimme von der anderen Seite der Straße. Your husband from Miss Billy. That's right, silly me, I'd gone over that wrong side of the street. Altered, I'm going to blame the bouquet this time. I can't think how I get there, really can't. So that bouquet somehow moved from one side of the Bria Road to the opposite. Curious indeed, isn't it? But it is the worst of it is forget to pick the bouquet up again when we left the Then. The beautiful rose Rolly bought me with that change from the guitar he spent so long collecting. By bouquet. Do you perhaps been this sorry solitary rose? Oh, yes, that's this. The bouquet Rolly bought me for anniversary with the old bits of chains found in the guitar. Maybe it's just called a rose. Das ist eine Rose. Sag bitte nicht, dass wir das dann kriegen, oder wie soll ich das jetzt verstehen? Tell us, Lord von Six, where did you come by the flower? Ihr seid ja an diese Rose gekommen, oder an diese Blume. According to the report by the police officer in charge of crime sense investigations, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Gary Debt household. in front of Gary Depp's house. Oh, thought it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be no relevance to the case, since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare. Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. I called. I have it back now. Please, kann ich die bitte zurückhaben? No, I think for good measure, this rose should be added to the court as evidence. Oh. Okay, jetzt haben wir die Anniversary Bouquet quasi als Beweis. Geil. But it's a symbol of our love. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear? I want it back. Good grief, rest assured that I shall. I shall do my very best now not to forget, Miss werde ich doch mein Bestes, dass ich das nicht vergiss. Soll man deine Perücke wieder machen? Oh Mann, oh Mann, oh Mann. Gefühlt weiß ich schon teilweise, warum ich das immer nach den Parts mache. Dann Pause machen, ein paar Minuten warten, ne? Dann geht's wieder weiter. Geil. Nothing to report. That's correct. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. So no one else approached the sense, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear to that on the yard's power. Really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, strange? Gefühlt hatten wir das schon. Then is another oder what do you make of all this? Ja. Dementsprechend, ja. Long story. And now the first. The time is going to expose for the truth about this mystery fair way. Das wäre gesagt. Was war eigentlich nochmal mit der Hose hier? Was ist das für Päckchen? Weiß zwar nicht inwiefern, weil Fun Fact, da weiß ich, muss man mal so sagen. Echt? Da ist Papierblau, red. In our newspaper is never oh. I suppose it's because I'm not used to see English print. It looks so exotic to me. Ah, I see. It's something wrong. Oh no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone packet, sweet potato in English paper newspaper, it me like to something cake. That was on you to love your cake. Aber ich finde ja auch nicht. Nicht wirklich. English rose. It's just a beautiful flower. This is a rose, isn't it? I've never seen one before. You don't take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruto. I would say it does exactly. But I do know the 3 tips at least. Gosh, 3, yes. Plum Blossom, Peach Blossom und Cherry. Das jetzt halt in irgendeiner Form was mit Kirschblüten ist ja... Ah, das sind Blüten, okay. Was sind Plump? Ach, sind Pflaumenblüten, okay. Okay, never mind. Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that aren't fruit tree based, for example. Muss ich fairerweise sagen, müsste ich jetzt halt in der by the way in der Komplettlesung nachschauen, die auf Englisch ist. Dementsprechend ist es halt so die Sachlage. Die sagt nämlich auch, dass man sie ja präsentieren soll. Ich hätte sonst wirklich keinen nennenswerten Anhaltspunkt gehabt. Muss man fairerweise sagen.
Objection.
Nee. Nee, fuck. Okay, das war dann scheinbar. Okay, das passt dann scheinbar doch nicht. Ich bin wahrscheinlich doch. Dann ist es hier. Ja, mein, bin doof. Bin doof, die Strafe nehme ich auf mich.
Objection.
Muss man fairerweise sagen. You claim Constable Beate there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the sense. It cannot be. What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Miss Beate, you explained to the court that when you arrived back, the sense of the crime with the policeman essential to the beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby. Yes, on the opposite side, Spear Road, to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that magare bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be described, no doubt it was blowing in the wind across the street back to Gata where belongs. Margaret. But if that were the case, why did Constable Beate not testify to the facts? Stimmt, warum hat er darüber nicht ausgesagt? Stimmt, hätte ich selber drauf kommen können. No one else approached the sense, and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beate swore to on Scotland Yard's honor. That's why Rolly didn't intention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly it not only your bouquet we're talking about there. more than one thing in this case is mysterious the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Ich denke darüber nach. Ich denke darüber besides Mr. Beates. Who considers Mr. Galdep's book? Mr. Gary Depp's copy of Lion's Pride, which was thrown out of the window by his wife. I would last strokes on the pane of the case. The window landed here on the west side of the street, and yet it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. I mean, according to the testimony we have heard, Mr. Beaz's bouquet would have been dropped here, and it's the sense of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side. The victim road in front of me and Mr. Garrett Dubb's house. There's no logical explanation of the thing unless somebody deliberate move at them. What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my role is done something wrong. Don't you listen to a word that cranny lawyer says? Writing on about and bouquets, why should we care nitpicking? That's what is this? Oh, guter Gott, echt ey. You might call it nitpicking. Soll jetzt nitpicking jetzt schon wieder heißen? Lass mich mal geschwind über Google Übersetzer hier für verschwenden. Pingelig, achso. Das vielleicht pingelig ist. But deliberately meddling with the sense of crime is a criminal offense. Call it tempering. Tempering? Hat das irgendwas mit Temperatur zu tun? Ach, Manipulation. Gut, wenn einer heißblütig ist, manipuliert er auch ganz gut und gerne. Naruto. Warum ist der Alte gerade so aufgeregt? But the person responsible for this tempering cannot admit to it for a very subtle but compelling reason. Tempering? You have barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend, who would possibly have had cause to carry out of sense on elaborate deceptions? Yes, there is someone who tempered with the sense of the crimes this evening. All the evidence and all the testimonies points to that one particular person. Das ist quasi bloß eine Person, die das machen hat können. Counsel, I must amend that your substances conjecture. Where are you who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the sense of crime? Also dementsprechend, wer sollte das bitte schön sein, der quasi die Szene, also der Verbrecherszene hätte manipulieren sollen? Also sie fällt ja schon mal definitiv aus. Warum auch er immer was damit zu tun hätte, muss man sagen. Er ist ja für alle sämtliche Fälle zuständig. Er ist der Inspektor, unser Tobias Gregson. dann könnte es ihm theoretischerweise die Schuhe schieben. Aber welchen Grund hätte er? Das würde mich zu sehr interessieren. Sie hat ja rein gar nichts damit zu tun. Das Ehepaar Gary Debt hat ja damit jetzt gar nichts zu tun, muss man sagen. Unser netter Detektiv, ne, sehe ich nicht so wirklich, unser Herr Staatsanwalt. Er steht für Gerechtigkeit, aber nein, das Opfer definitiv nicht. Das fällt zu 100% raus, muss man sagen. Sind eigentlich bloß noch die beiden so wirklich nennenswert im Zeugenstand da. Und dementsprechend fangen wir mal mit ihr an. Sie war ja dafür zuständig, dass quasi die Kollegen von ihm quasi gerufen werden. Dementsprechend fällt sie für mich ja auch eigentlich raus. So, sagen wir mal so zu 75 bis 80%. Ich war schon ziemlich sicher, aber bleibt eigentlich nur noch der werte Roli Beate hier übrig, und ich würde mal sogar sagen, dass es ist, muss man sagen, der das manipuliert haben könnte oder kann, weil es kann ja auch niemand wirklich so bestätigen, da was dort in der Zeit gemacht hat. Deswegen obviously machen wir mal weiter. Obviously, jetzt kann ich das Wort schon nicht mal aussprechen. Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Roy Beate, it was you. What, a policeman, a member of Scotland Yard? What nonsense, was für Unsinn. Why would my Rolly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. Nobody works more tirelessly for the people of London. Ja, da sagen sie mal alle. Miss Beate, you would say it in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you are absent from the sense is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it. You're making it up, it's all nonsense, it all lies. What about this Japanese man with the whiskey? Warum immer Whiskas oder Whisky? In der Hinsicht, was haben die beiden Sachen damit zu tun? Ich weiß, ich habe Whiskas oder Whiskys. Also für mich fast schon dasselbe, kann man sagen. Aber auch nur fast. Als dass mir einer unterstellen will. It was him, he did it. If that was true, Constable Beate would have seen him do it. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Miss Beate, it was all after the defendant had fled the scenes. Well, also. First you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you're incriminating a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one important thing. You claim the crime sense was tampered with, but there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something. That's right, he's right. But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense. Macht auch keinen Sinn. You have no motive for this alleged tampering, and until do you accusation are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beate had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the sense of crime. The key to this entire affair that Naruto have you managed to solve this mystery? Also der einzige nennenswerte Grund, der mir dazu einfallen würde, wäre wahrscheinlich ein ganz anderer, aber Council, you have made a very serious accusation against a Londoner police officer. Aber meine lieben Freunde, das und vieles mehr erfahren wir erst im nächsten Part. Vielen Dank fürs Einschalten und bis zum nächsten Mal, meine Lieben.